Good morning, guys. Yes, it's me. I know it's been a while, but since I am doing a consultation for my taxes, I wanted to go ahead and do it live because a lot of you are business owners. So this is really for people that own a business and what you should be doing regarding your taxes for the year. So this is what this session is about. Thank you for joining. My name is Donata Joseph with Donata Skin Food. And if you're watching on a replay and have any questions, you can send it to me on a DM and I will be sure to forward it to Jay. Welcome, Deborah. Thank you for joining. So don't mind us. It's more of us talking and you guys watching and pick up some tips. Although this is for businesses, I'm sure there's going to be information that Jay is going to share that you could pick up for your personal life too, and your taxes and whatnot, and things, ways that you could save and kind of help yourself for next year. Okay, so let me introduce Jay. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is actually Jennyfer Metelus, but everyone calls me Jay. I am a tax professional with a master's in accounting, and I've been doing taxes for 6 years now. I own 2 offices. One in Fort Lauderdale and one in Dania Beach. So I work very closely, in addition to doing taxes, I work very closely with small business owners and helping them with their books, helping them with their accounting, helping them with paying their taxes, quarterly taxes, things of that nature. So not just preparing taxes, but I also work with small business owners and helping them with their accounting and their books, financial statements. I will leave my information with Donna, so if you guys feel free to reach me directly at my office. And before the end of this session, I'll give you guys my contact information. Keep the questions coming. Although we'll be engaged, we'll answer any questions that you guys have.
Yes, I will be paying attention to answer questions at the end. Just so you know, although a lot of small businesses may look like they have it all together, I believe the hardest thing for a small business owner, especially if you're not good with numbers or paperwork or all that stuff because you're so focused on manufacturing your products or trying to get your products out there, doing social media and doing more face-to-face, I feel for a small business, the hardest thing is taking care of your numbers, getting your books in order, getting your paperwork in order, managing your different accounts, because as a business you should have more than one account, not mixing personal and business. So for me, she is going to get my entire life together because I'm one of those that do it. Hey, how are you? I'm one of those that just does it. Like, I'm not paying attention. If I'm at the store, I'm paying from whatever account. If I'm ordering online, I'm paying from whatever account has the money. So I'm really grateful that she's on my team to help me put my paperwork and foundation together. Because I feel like in anything in life, when it's time to move up, your foundation should be strong. And taxes and knowing your numbers and getting your paperwork in order is very important. So listen in on our conversation and try to get as much information as you can. All right? Thank you.
Okay. So first and foremost, guys, it's very important. A lot of small businesses make the mistake of handling personal transactions through their business accounts. It's highly recommended that you separate the transactions. If you are running a business, even if you are a sole proprietor, meaning that you are the only person that's in ownership of the business, you want to make sure you have a personal and a business account. That helps you have clean books, that helps you have clean financial statements. Why is this important? If you decide to purchase a home, if you decide to get a small business loan, anything that requires you to get financials from an outside institution, they are going to ask you for profit and loss statements. They're going to ask you for balance sheets. They're going to ask you for bank statements, okay? Those are very important. You want to make sure everything is clean. As stated, you want to make sure you keep your transactions separate. If you haven't done that right now and you're scrambling everything together, it's okay. However, you want to think about separating the two. Even if you need to pay a personal bill, you want to transfer the money from your business to your personal account. okay? And you run your personal transactions through your personal account. You keep your your business transaction running through your business account. Even if you're first starting off, the first 2 years are really hard for a lot of people. So a lot of it is your personal money going into the business. That's okay. You want to show your personal money being transferred into your business account, or you go into the bank and transfer the money in. That is what is called capital. Okay, as owners, we have to put operating capital into a business if we don't have operating funds coming from an actual lender. Okay, so remember, keep everything separated. Okay, so you can manage your personal and your business transactions separately.
So let me ask you a question. So let's say I use my car most of the time for my business, or I put in gas. So what I've been doing, I've been paying my car note, I've been putting gas through my business account. I'll pay half of the rent from my business account. That is not good.
Okay, so as far as your car, although you get a deduction for business use of your vehicle, even though you're paying your car note, obviously your money that you make for business paying your car note, you still want to operate that from the personal account. Unless the vehicle is in the business name, it's considered a personal asset. It's not a business asset unless the vehicle is in the business name. Okay, so you still want to pay for that through your personal account. However, when you go to file your taxes, we actually calculate what percentage of the vehicle is used for business, what percentage used for personal. Whatever that percentage be, whether it be 50, 60, or 70%, that is the portion, that's the percentage that gets deducted on your business taxes. Okay? As far as gas, a lot of people make the mistake of saying, well, what about my gas? You can't actually deduct gas unless you're in like a type of business. For example, construction workers. Those vehicles that they use for construction, that's who gets fuel credit. As far as for us who are not in those type of line of business, we can either deduct two things. You deduct mileage, or you deduct the car note and the insurance. You cannot do both. You pick and choose. Are you gonna? And usually you choose the one that's greater, because that's the one that's gonna have the most tax benefits. You want. So if your mileage, right now I think the mileage is 53.5 cents per mile, or you use your actual payments on the vehicle and the car insurance. So whichever comes out greater is usually what we use. When it comes to mileage, legally you're supposed to have a mileage log. Okay, whether it be an app that you download, it used to be paper, but now there's different apps out there that you can download to calculate your mile. That's important. Why? Because if you are ever audited by the IRS and you deduct mileage, they are going to ask you for a mileage log. Okay? And if you don't have that mileage log, guess what happens to that credit that you just got? They're going to take it back.
Well, that's probably the one thing I have all together is that I have an app, I believe it's called Everlands, and I just turn on that app and I have to do nothing else to it. And every time I drive, it calculates the miles, and at the end of the day, I go in and I push right for personal and left for business. So that's an app you can look into. I'm sure there's other apps, but that is going to get your life together, because if you're not always remembering to log something on your phone or in writing in your car, that saves you a lot of hassle. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Thank you. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and write it. We'll be looking through to check for questions.
Another thing that's very important, a lot of times people are afraid of bookkeeping, or don't really understand the importance of bookkeeping and keeping your books clean until it's time to do something important, right? And one of the biggest things that I've noticed when I started my business 6 years ago, no one told me what I needed to do, how I needed to do it. No one gave me a checklist to say, here, this is everything you need. It was really kind of like trial and error for me, you know, going through all the ropes and figuring it all out on my own. No one told me how to manage my books. You know, it was me taking courses online, going through my master's program, understanding what a financial statement was. What is a profit and loss statement? What is a balance sheet? Why are these things important? As a self-employed business owner, even if you're a partner in a business, whatever the case may be, anytime you want to go try to buy a house, get a car, they ask you for these documents, especially if you don't have an actual 9-to-5 that's giving you a every 2 week or every week paycheck. So that's really, really important. There are tutorials online. Everyone can't afford, especially when you're starting off in your business, everyone can't afford a bookkeeper. Everyone can't afford an accountant. So there are things out there. I actually offer consultation services on how to teach you how to do your own books. Until you can get to that point, you know, where you say, okay, my revenue and my transactions or my business is running so well and I'm growing so much that I can't keep up with all these transactions. But there are services out there that are little to nothing. We're actually setting up Ms. Donna with her own QuickBooks, which is going to cost her $5 a month. Okay, $5 a month for you to keep everything organized, keep everything neat. And again, it doesn't require you to be logging in every single day to log every transaction. It could be once a month, okay, once every 2 months, whatever time you have to allocate towards your books. Most important thing is everything is accounted for. You understand? Or if the IRS comes back and say, hey, great, we received your tax return, now let's show your books. You're going to have to send them a profit and loss statement. And people don't realize how important that is until they get audited. You know, one of the best things I like is when my clients get audited and we're like, great, no problem. We fax over the IRS everything and boom, they're off the hook. What's a problem is when you're like, I found my taxes, now they're asking for this stuff and you don't have it.
You have no clue.
You have no clue where you're gonna get it from. You got bank statements, but the numbers don't add up. Okay, so these things are really, really big. I'm actually gonna start doing small business workshops to talk about some of these important things: business licenses, financial statements, keeping your records clean, paying your quarterly taxes. Remember, when you're on a 9-to-5 job, they're taking taxes out of your check.
Correct.
When you're self-employed, you're not paying taxes. No taxes is being taken out. So quarterly tax payments is huge because that helps or prevents you from having this huge tax bill at the end of the year. Okay? If your business makes $50,000 in a year, you're paying 15.3% self-employment tax.
Wow.
That's a lot of money. You know, everybody may not make $50,000. I just use that as an example. But remember, if you are self-employed, 15.3% is coming off the top. That's not including your federal income tax.
Wow.
So quarterly tax payments is a big deal. Even if your quarterly tax payment should be $500, but you can't do $500, send in $250, $200, whatever you can send in. That helps reduce that tax bill at the end of the year. I have clients who their tax bill is $15,000. Well, granted, they make over $100,000, but they allocate for that at the end. You know, they have a separate account.
So it's not hurting them.
No, but what hurts is when you don't realize, okay, I went from working 9 to 5, now I'm doing my own thing. That money is great coming in your pocket throughout the year, but it hurts at the end when you have to ditch out. You know, I have clients who have to pay $5,000 and $6,000 back. They're used to getting $5,000 and $6,000 refunds, but now you're in your own business and you're like, what do you mean I have to pay back this much? Well, sir or ma'am, you made $60,000 and you paid no taxes on it.
Wow.
This is why estimated tax payments are important. Again, it's all a learning process. If you have questions, ask, seek a tax person, whether it be myself or anyone else that you know. What should I be doing? I own my own business. I don't pay any taxes throughout the year. And self-employment tax, what we're talking about, that 15.3%, that's actually paying into your Social Security and your Medicare. So that 15.3 is your Social Security and Medicare tax that you're paying into, okay? Is there ways to not have to pay into that if you choose to? There are. You can elect to be an S Corp. If you are a sole proprietor, you can elect to be, if you're an LLC, you can elect to be an S Corp. If you're a C Corp, you can elect to be treated as S Corp. With S Corp, you do not pay Social Security and Medicare tax. However, you have to run payroll. Even if you are the only person in the business, you have to be running payroll for yourself.
Wow.
Okay, they're in Department of Revenue, the IRS. They are sticklers about that. They will audit. They will come back and say, okay, you're not running payroll. Even as an officer of the business, as an owner of the business, especially if you're the only one working the business, then you're the employee. Mm-hmm. You should, as an officer, you need to have you should be receiving wages, and that's good for you because you're paying into taxes.
Correct.
All right.
Wow, that's a lot of information. And one thing I am going to say, I see a question. Give me a second. I'm going to read the question to her. One thing I am going to say, it doesn't matter how small your business is. If you're even thinking about going into business, and like a lot of us, this doesn't have anything to do with soaping. It has to do all across the board. A lot of us, we start with our little hobbies, and then it turns into a business faster than we realize. Once you start selling your product, that's probably the best way to put it. Once you start selling your product, that's when you should start talking to somebody. Don't wait 4 years like me. I just celebrated 4 years in November, and I'm finally having somebody to sit down, talk to me, and teach me how to do all of this. I should have done this 4 years ago. I would have been way ahead. I mean, I didn't run my numbers. You couldn't ask me. The only way I know what my top sellers are is because I know pine tar and my Haitian hair butter are my top sellers. But do I see it on paper? No. I just know off the top of my head they're my top sellers. So you want to know your numbers. In order for you to grow, you need to know your numbers. In order for you to make goals, you need to know your number. Like right now, I don't know what my numbers are. I'm going to find out today, which I'm so excited about. But now going forward, I can say, okay, I want to make $5,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month. I want to make $15,000 a month. Whatever it is, I can have a goal. But the fact that I don't know my baseline, like even at the doctor's office, you know your baseline numbers for all your labs. Same for your finances. You need to know your baseline numbers. So even though Jennyfer is here and she has an office in Dania and she has an office in Fort Lauderdale, she does consultations online. She does consultations on the phone. So if your business is in New Mexico, Haiti, wherever, she can still get on the phone with you and do a few minutes, just a brief, and then she charges for her consultation and her class. But the thing is, you need to know what you're doing. That is so important to know what you're doing. And honestly, you're going to feel more confident. I haven't even gone through my session with her today yet, but I'm confident because I'm like, wow, I'm finally going to know what I'm doing going forward. So that's exciting for me. What do you recommend to get a basic system in place?
I recommend, if you are a sole proprietor by yourself, meaning you're only in business for yourself, you have no partner. As stated, we're getting Donna started on the QuickBooks Self-Employed. That plan is $5 a month. And with that, she can run reports. She can track her sales and see where she is. Donna brought up a great point as far as knowing your numbers. By having a system in place, you can actually track your business on a month-to-month basis. You can see where you stand monthly. Okay, this month I made $2,000. Next month I say $3,000. And moving forward, as you are getting into your business, you can compare your year to year. Am I doing better than last year? Am I doing worse? What are my peak seasons? You know, is January, February, March high months, or January, February, March low months? Okay, having a system in place to account for your sales, to account for your expenses. And again, there's basic packages out there as low as $5. And if you need help on how do I pay my folks, should I be paying them 1099s? Should I be giving them a W-2? What's the difference? That can all be discussed to see what is the best way for you to handle your business.
And not only that, when you're knowing your numbers, as she said, you know your highs, you know your lows, that's going to help you determine, okay, wow, I did amazing January, February, March. I did horrible March, April, May. What did I do in January, February, March to help me do so well? And let me replicate that. But if you don't know your numbers, you don't know where your highs, where your lows are, what you did, how you can replicate it, and maybe what you need to stay away from because your numbers were low. I have an employee, so learning how to pay her properly, what papers I should have in place, these are all important things. And I think a lot of us business, including myself, we just have fun having a business and making sales and not knowing our numbers. I'm going to give you another example. Besides even taxes, a lot of people own a business, but they think they're making money and they're not. So for instance, when I first started, I used to just make products and sell them. I did an average. I went on Etsy. I looked at different shops that sold soaps, and I did an average right in the middle of what my soaps should be. It's not until 3 years into my business that I sit down and I calculate the cost of good. So I calculated how much I'm going to charge myself for making the soap, how much the shea butter is, how much the essential oil is, how much the lye is, how much time it took me, how much the packaging is going to cost. It's not until I sat down and ran my numbers for each one of my products did I realize I was not making a profit. So I can go to an event and it seemed like I was making money, but at the end of the day, I was not really making money. I was just putting money back into my business or paying my labor, or paying my cost of goods. So knowing your numbers, even as deep as knowing how much it costs you to make a particular product. You make a bracelet, how much did the beads cost you, the thread, how much time did it take you to make that bracelet, how much you're going to charge yourself for making that bracelet, how much the packaging is going to cost. All that is important. When I see a lot of soapers selling soap for $3, $4, $5, $6 and it's handmade, I look at them and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, do they really know how much they're wasting money, or they're practically giving the products away because they don't realize how much that product costs. So keep that in mind. Moving forward, as you're growing your business and as you're making your product, start asking yourself, and I'm talking about minute numbers. I use salt in my soap. I have to calculate how much 2 teaspoons of salt cost in that batch, how much sugar costs in that batch. Every little thing that you use to make a particular product. I know there's a lot of skincare that follows me, so I can connect with them and talk about that. Your sugar scrub, how much does the sugar cost? How much did the oils cost? The jar, don't forget the jar. The label, all that costs money. The paper that you give to people that has your instructions. Your business card that you give out every time you sell a product. All that counts. And fortunate for me, I've been able to sit down, and you want to do it at the beginning. You don't want to do it 3 years in like I did, and I have a completely full line, and I'm having to backtrack and say, okay, my business card cost me 4 cents, my label cost me 10 cents, and all of that. So do it from the very beginning. And if you've already started a business, take the time now to backtrack and learn all of that. Again, it's going to make you feel so good when you realize, oh, my scrub cost me blah, blah, blah to make, and I sell it for this amount, and this is my profit margin. Because at the end of the day, once you know your numbers, you know what your profit margin is, and according to your profit margin, do you know, oh, I could throw this on sale, and my sale, I'm still going to make money, versus people that throw things on sale don't know how much it costs to make, and then they're taking out of their pocket. So all of that is important. Numbers, numbers, numbers. If there's anything you do for yourself this year when it comes to your business, learn your numbers. I am looking at QuickBooks and Quicken to keep track. Which would be better? QuickBooks and Quicken.
So I'm going to be biased because I am a QuickBooks Pro advisor. So I'm, of course, going to say QuickBooks. The beauty about QuickBooks is that you can actually import your transactions directly from your bank account or credit card statements right into QuickBooks. And that's what we are going to set Donna up today, is setting up 2018 to be automatically imported into QuickBooks. And basically all she's going to have to do is chart the account. What we mean by chart the account is actually categorizing whether the expense is for cost of goods, whether the expense is for utilities, whether expenses for rent
Supplies.
or supplies. Those are what we call chart of accounts, and we're going to set that up. So again, I am a QuickBooks Pro advisor, so I am going to be biased and say QuickBooks.
Here's a question. So when I'm at the farmer's market and I buy lunch, can I run that through the business, or does that, because I'm at work, so I'm buying lunch, or should that be through personal and then I pay myself back?
Technically, that is personal. The only time meals are deductible is if, for example, you are conducting a business meeting with a client and you decide to, whether it be a lunch meeting, that is actually deductible. But your everyday lunches that you purchase for work is not tax deductible.
Okay. Just asking. You're welcome. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up because I have to go into my numbers, and I just wanted to share a little bit behind the scenes of what this session would be about, and hopes to help all you out there that follow me on Instagram that has a business account or in the skincare industry. Hopefully this helps. Again, if you want to reach out to Jennyfer, send me a DM, and if you could share some of your information where they could contact you directly, phone, email address, or whatnot.
Absolutely. So again, my office is in Oakland Park, and I have another one in Dania Beach, but I am mainly located in my Oakland Park office, which is Liberty Tax Service. My office phone number is 954-563-5581. Again, that's 954-563-5581. Feel free to call if I am not there, as obviously today, right now with Donna. You can always leave a message. The message will get directly to me instantly, and I will give you guys a call back. I'm also on Facebook as J Metelus. That's Jae Metelus, Metelus. Feel free to send me a Facebook Messenger. Everything comes directly to my phone, so I can get it rather quickly.
Do you have an Instagram?
I do have an Instagram. Forgive me for not knowing the name by heart.
I'm trying to get her on social media, as you guys could tell. So this is actually her first live stream on educating people on what she does. So we're going to add this to her Instagram account also. So once she figure out what her Instagram name is, you can send her a DM directly, and I'll remind her to check it so she can get used to using her Instagram, because I feel that is the place to be when it comes to growing your business. So give her just a second. And if you guys have any other questions, we're going to wrap it up in a few more seconds. By the way, guys, I miss you guys. I haven't done an Instagram in so long. I am so sorry. I've been doing all of this, trying to get my foundation together for my business so I can go hard for 2018. So I will be doing a live stream soon. I've been wanting to do one on facial mask. So hopefully I'll post it soon so you guys can jump on and watch that. Not today, but hopefully this week or next week for sure.
All right, so my Instagram name is Miss M as in Mary, S as in Sand, Entrepreneur 1216. That's Miss Entrepreneur 1216. And again, if I don't respond right away on Instagram, please call my office or link me on Facebook. I don't check Instagram often.
She's gonna start though. You're welcome. I'm glad this was so helpful. I love to share when I'm doing something in my business that can help other businesses. So I'm glad this was helpful. And anytime that we're doing a meeting, if she can jump on for a few minutes and help you guys, I would love for her to help you guys. And if you have more questions, definitely reach out to her. Jennyfer is amazing. She has a wealth of knowledge. I'm actually trying to help her to start sharing more that's in her brain, because she could be conducting workshops. She could be working, conducting webinars and live streams, because she has that much information. But like a lot of us, we're bogged down with our day-to-day. It's very hard. We don't realize how we are full of potential. Sometimes somebody has to grab it out of us. So I'm going to try to grab as much out of her, because she has a lot of information that will help us small businesses. So I'll keep trying to bring her on whenever we have a meeting to help you guys grow as I grow. Because when one grows, we all grow together. So reach out to her, reach out to me. Any either way, we'll get the information to her. You can do your consultation with her. She can, I'm not sure how much her services are. She's going to hit me with the bill later on today. But definitely, even if you bring her on board to set you up completely, explain to you what you need to look for and how you need to do it and how to start prepare for your quarterly payments, I definitely advise you guys to do that because it's going to be very helpful. You don't be a procrastinator like me and get hit at the end with, big bills and you're trying to, maneuver your way to pay them. So definitely reach out to her. I see a few comments coming in, so let me see real quick. Yes, you did miss it, Missy. What we did, and I'm going to have you watch it on the replay. Jennifer was talking about taxes for small businesses. She's actually going over my paperwork for 2017 and helping me get my life together going forward. So that's what the Instagram live stream was about today. So definitely take a look at the replay.
Yes, we were talking about small business accounting, business taxes, personal taxes, for those of you who are just joining in.
Yes.
And keeping track of your books, keeping them clean, how to properly report taxes. It's not all about getting a refund, guys.
Get your business. Yeah, get my business life together. Yeah, so definitely watch on the replay. Thank you, guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.